Hi children, this is Sister Lavanya, your bio teacher. In previous module we have discussed about nutrients. In this module we begin with an interesting topic, that is digestive system. What is digestive system? The digestive system is responsible for processing the food we eat. It does this in the following steps. 5 processes are involved in digestive system. They are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, digestion. Taking in of food into the body is known as ingestion. Breaking down of food into simpler substances is known as digestion. Diffusion of food from small intestine into blood is known as absorption. Using digested nutrients to make new materials is known as assimilation. And removal of undigested waste material is known as digestion. We will discuss these processes in detail. Before entering into the topic, I would like to introduce the main parts involved in digestive system. They are mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. Look at the picture. The process of digestion takes place from the mouth. The food chewed and swallowed through the pharynx. Here the part is known as pharynx. Pharynx is nothing but it is a throat part where the respiratory tract and the digestion tract present. And the food materials entered into the esophagus, that is food pipe. From the food pipe it reaches into the stomach. From the stomach it enters into the small intestine, and from the small intestine it reaches into the large intestine. The undigested food enters into the large intestine. From the large intestine, the undigested waste materials excreted through rectum and anus. And the entire part or entire tube which is involved in the digestive system is known as alimentary canal. And the salivary gland, pancreas, liver are the gland which play major role in digestion. Okay, so here the digestion present in the lower jaw, that is called salivary gland, and in liver there will be secreted bile. And pancreas, in pancreas it secreted pancreatic juice. Here pancreas, so from pancreas the pancreatic juice is secreted. So these are the glands which involves or which plays major role in digestion. Here I have attached a video how the digestion taking place in human body. I hope this video would give you clear view about it. Just to watch.
Digestion in human beings. Human beings take food through mouth and digest it in specific organs for digestion. The undigested food is defecated. The food we take passes through a specific canal which begins with buccal cavity and ends at the anus. This canal is called alimentary canal or the digestive tract. The parts of the alimentary canal are buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, large intestine, small intestine, rectum, and anus. The food gets digested gradually as it passes through the various parts of the tract. Digestive juices secreted by the salivary glands, liver, and pancreas also aid digestion. Mouth and the buccal cavity. Food intake in human beings is through mouth. This process of taking food is called ingestion. Chewing food is very necessary for proper digestion as digestion process starts in the mouth itself. What happens during chewing? The large pieces of food we eat are mechanically broken down into small pieces. Teeth helps us in doing so. Action of saliva on food. During chewing, food mixes with saliva. Saliva is secreted from salivary glands located on the lower jaw between the tongue and teeth. Saliva converts starch in the food into sugars and also softens the food. Tongue. Taste of food can be detected by the taste buds present on the tongue. Tongue is a fleshy muscular organ attached to the floor of the buccal cavity. It is free at the front and moves in all directions. Taste buds appear as small bumps on the tongue and have different regions which help us enjoy different tastes. Esophagus or food pipe. The swallowed food from the mouth passes onto the esophagus. The epiglottis, which is a flap-like structure behind the tongue, directs the food into the esophagus and prevents entry into the larynx. The peristaltic movements of the esophagus helps the food to move down the tract till it reaches the stomach. Stomach. Stomach is a bag-like structure with thick wall. It is in the shape of a flattened U and is the widest part in the alimentary canal. The food that enters the stomach is churned and mixes with the mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juices secreted by the inner lining of the stomach. The acid helps to kill the bacteria present in the food. It also makes the medium in the stomach acidic. The digestive juices secreted by the stomach break down proteins into simpler substances. Then the food is emptied into small intestine. Small intestine. Small intestine is a highly coiled structure and is about 7.5 meters long. As soon as the small intestine receives food from the stomach, the digestive juices from liver and pancreas are mixed into it. Liver. Liver is the largest gland in the human body and is situated in the upper side of the abdomen. To the right, it is reddish brown in color. It secretes bile, which breaks down fats. Bile is stored in gallbladder between meals. Pancreas. Pancreas is a leaf-shaped and cream-colored gland located just below the stomach. It secretes pancreatic juice, which acts and breaks down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. After this is completed, the partially digested food reaches the lower part of the small intestine, where intestinal juices act upon the food and completes digestion of any remaining components in food. The carbohydrates in the food break down into sugars like glucose, fats into fatty acids, and glycerol, and proteins into amino acids. The food consumed is digested and is now ready to be absorbed into the blood. Absorption of food in the small intestine. The inner wall of the small intestine has finger-like projections called villi, which have a network of thin blood vessels close to the surface. The villus increases the surface area of absorption and absorbs the digested food materials. The substances thus absorbed are transported through the bloodstream to different organs in the body and are used to build complex substances like proteins. This process is called assimilation. In the cells, glucose breaks down into carbon dioxide and water with the help of oxygen and releases energy. The undigested and unabsorbed food enters the large intestine. Large intestine. The large intestine is wider than small intestine and measures 1.5 meters in length. Once the undigested food enters the large intestine, it absorbs water and some salts from it and passes the remaining waste into the rectum. Here it remains as semi-solid fecus. The fecal matter is removed through the anus. This is called digestion.
Here is the flow chart explained about process of digestion. The food which taken in enter into the mouth. In buccal cavity, the food chewed and swallowed by the pharynx. Then the food reaches into the stomach by esophagus, that is food pipe. Here in the stomach, process of digestion taking place. How? The food materials broken down into smaller substances. Now the broken down food enters into small intestine. In small intestine, there will be three parts divided. One is upper part is known as duodenum. Here duodenum, and then middle part is known as jejunum, and lower part is known as ileum. The liver secretes bile, and pancreas secrete pancreatic juice. These both glands enters into the duodenum in the small intestine, and it is absorbed, the foods are absorbed by the villi in small intestine, and the undigested food enters into the large intestine, and from the large intestine the waste particles excreted through rectum and anus in the form of semi-fluid. With this, I conclude this topic. Keep learning and stay safe. Thank you.